Hey everybody, it's Ray again. It's another edition of Unbreakable podcast. And it's Thursday, October the 10th. And you would think I'm a piece of shit, right? But I am. It's almost like kind of like being put out of the basement. Like you got this big weight lifted up your shoulder. Now, the Phillies are dead. They're dead for the season. But we still have the hard one. I'm either real loyal or real stupid. Well, maybe good. But and we're going to break down the season. Not just these players, but we're going to break down the season. And we're going to talk about where this team is headed. Maybe. But before we do that, most importantly, well, here's a guy who never looked with him up. He never he never depressed to be at the Phillies doing. It's like that. Yeah, look at his tongue. How good. He's sitting there in maybe one of his many beds. Oh, he had about 4 or 5 beds all around him. So, and whatever room he was in, we would just make himself feel comfortable. I mean, that's the time. But this year, very good. All right, so where do I begin this? Ah, ah. Well, I need some minutes here, so this is going to be my plans. I'm not just chilling the manager. Not the manager. I always thought, I was thinking actions are a reflection of the future of the manager. If you had a feisty, passionate manager on the future, your team is going to passion this team. But if you have a laid back, oh, whatever, I mean, this. I need to teams better down up. And I just got a lot of much and see the new black and carry out. And it's like, oh, well, very good. Hey, this team, yeah, they show up with the did show up and do well. It show up in our liquidation game yesterday. Did not show up. And might as well just stay right on the was. But the team has character. And they never gave up under my leadership. So, well, we'll get in next year. That's baseball. That's baseball. This guy has got to do. And the reason I say that is because it seems like he's always tight. He's tight and he's tight. He gets outmanaged in playoffs. You're starting to see why Brad Thompson never had a manager, nearly Julian, Jonathan. He was always the second banana, always the right-hand man to Joe Girardi, that being and we see why. Because when he gets into playoffs, he just is different. He's outmanaged, outcoached. Uh, he had so many mistakes again in this playoffs, and that's not the main reason why this team lost. They just weren't good, but it doesn't help that. Uh, I'm almost afraid of Brad Thompson. I hope he doesn't lose us a game. Instead of thinking positive and saying, well, I hope he will win us a game, maybe because Williams and Wilford Long and with all those charts he has in front of him, maybe he'll win us a game and we'll pull it out of the fire. But no, going into the playoffs, it's like I hope he doesn't lose us a game. I don't know. I think maybe this team needs a fresh voice. Coming out from Joe Girardi, it was good. It was welcome. Thompson let the young kids play. I mean, to his credit, if it wasn't for Rob Thompson, we would have never got a chance to see Bryson Stott play. We'd still have D.D. Gregorius. And, so to his credit, he allowed the team to have fun again. They party, boy, could this team party, yeah? One thing they could do is party, Cal. But it may be time for a new voice. Maybe he is too soft. Maybe he is too laid back. Maybe what this group, if you're going to keep the core of this group together, which I disagree with, you might need a different voice, a different manager who maybe is a little bit cracked the whip a little bit more, on these guys. What this manager has failed to do is stress fundamentals. And you saw that all season. You saw that in the playoffs. Yesterday, Bryce Harper gets a leadoff double in one of the innings. He is stranded at second. They don't move him to third. There's no bunts. There's no sacrifice. There's no hitting to the right side. There's nothing, no stealing. You're just there. And that's what the manager, he had speed with Trey Turner. He didn't use the speed. Everything with Rob Thompson was, let's wait and let's hit a 3-run homer. Let's slug, as he called it. No creativity. The fundamentals sucked. Defense, base running. And we saw that. We're going way back to Pete Buchanan. And, how many freaking times do we have to say this team needs to work on fundamentals, the basics of baseball? Stop with all the analytics. If John Middleton, if you want to win your effing trophy back like you claim to do, fire those analytical people. I know that's the trend in baseball. You have a whole room of analytic people, but they suck. This is what analytics get you. Launch angle, it's messing up Bryson Stott. He wasn't the same player as he was before. He is one of the players who has digressed really in a big time way. Defensively, he's still solid. At the plate, he has no clue. No clue. He's trying to hit home runs. He's trying to swing too hard. He's trying to lift the ball instead of hitting ground balls and using his speed. He is another Scott Kingery. And he is going to end up like Scott Kingery, lost in the minor leagues if he doesn't get his act together. And I think a lot of it is the Phillies organization. This is the philosophy they preach. They preach analytics. They preach strikeouts don't matter. It's okay if you strike out. Just hit home runs. Just hit home runs. That's all I'm going to do. Don't worry about bunting. Don't worry about moving the base runner. Swing for the fences, hit home runs. That is the Phillies philosophy. And it's scary. That's what they're teaching their prospects down in the minor leagues. So it's an organizational problem. It's something that John Middleton needs to come to grips with. He invested a lot of money in his analytical department, but is it worth it? I mean, sometimes you have to blend the two. Yes, use the analytics, use the information you're getting from your computers and so forth, but also use common sense. Use small time baseball, small ball. That's what I'm trying to say. It worked for how many, over 100 years in baseball, 120 years. Now all of a sudden everything is in the book, in the chart, computers. The analytics tell us to do this, do that. I just think the Phillies are too much in. I think one should go hand in hand with the other. And I'm just afraid, getting back to the manager, that he is too far in it. Don't forget, he's a disciple of Joe Girardi, who was big time in the analytics, big time. So my point is, I don't know if this team is ever going to win a championship with Rob Thompson as manager. And isn't that the goal? The goal is not to win the NL East every year. The goal is not just to make the playoffs. The goal should be to get into the World Series and win the World Series. I mean, if you're the Oakland A's, Sacramento A's, Las Vegas A's, whatever they call them, your goal is to finish 500. Your goal, if you get lucky, is to just get into playoffs as a wild card. But the Phillies, they're up to the point now with good talent, where they really just the focus should be on winning the World Series. And that's part of my problem. So why didn't the Phillies go all in at the trade deadline? Dave Dombrowski brought the same team back from last year. Almost exactly the same team. They were losers. They choked to Arizona in the playoffs last year. And he did really nothing to improve this team. Nothing. And at the trade deadline, normally that's when, in the end of July, that's when you beef up your team to get the vote on the hump. He did literally nothing. Austin Hayes stinks. Estevez, the bullpen guy, stinks. That's the problem. This team has invested so much money in position players like Parker and Turner, in pitchers, starting pitchers. No one really great. But when it comes to the bullpen, they go cheap. Journeyman, like Hoffman. Journeyman, like strong. I don't care if they made the All-Star team. They sucked with bad. Orion Kirkland, how many times are you going to use the cup? Every freaking game. Jose Alvarado, he declined. In fact, when he left the team for a certain amount of time over the summer for some reason, we don't know. Remember the days when the Phillies had a closer, a hammer at the back of the bullpen who could get you 50 saves a year? I don't remember. Who was the last legitimate closer we had? Ken Giles? Oh, I don't even remember. And this team used to have great closers: Tug McGraw, Steve DeBerge, Jose Mesa. The list goes on and on. Brad Lynch. And bullpen by committee, it never works. Never works. And I don't know if that was Rob Thompson's philosophy. Oh, we're going to do bullpen by committee. We're just going to mix and match. Or whether that's Dave Dombrowski saying, I can't get you a legitimate closer. We're not going to spend the money. You make do. I don't know which is which. But I tell you what, if the Phillies did not go all in at the trade deadline, like for instance, the Oakland A's came in with Philadelphia in the middle of July and destroyed the Phillies. They won 2 out of 3 games. And they hit the ball all over the place. And this Brett Rooker hit, 4 home runs that weekend, including 2 Titanic shots on Ashburn Alley in the same game. Brett Rooker was available. He ended up with like 30 home runs. He showed what he could do. And the Phillies were, nah, we have Kyle Schwarber. Rooker apparently can't play left field, just like Schwarber can't play left field. So basically, you would be substituting one designated hitter for you. I can't fathom the idea that you can't use a guy like Brett Rooker in your team. A guy who can hit. And we saw that in the playoffs. If Dave Dombrowski got creative enough and maybe threw in a prospect or two, he might have been able to get Lisa Williams, the lights out closing for Williams. He does 104 resin. Was he 24 years old? But no, they're satisfied with the bullpen that they have, thank you. And look what comes. My point is, Dombrowski used to be this guy who would come in and get teams over the hump, like he did with the Red Sox. He would trade the prospects, he would do whatever it took to win a championship. And then he would leave. Bryce Harper, Noah Wheeler, Realmuto, they're all in their prime. You're not getting younger. If you're not going to go all in this year, when are you going to go? It's nice that you have the prospects like Justin Crawford, who should be playing center field. It's nice that you have Ian Miller, a guy who should push out Both Dexter. It's nice that you have Andrew Pater as a number 5 star. But you didn't do enough to improve the team this year. You had a chance to win a championship. You got off to a great start. A start. You were 10 games ahead in the division at one time. The Braves weren't what they used to be. The Mets had a poor regular season before June the 1st. Then they caught fire. You had a chance. You saw that you would decline. After that London trip in the middle of June, came back, Phillies looked the same. Ranger Suarez got hit in the head by a line drive. It just worked the same team. Dave Dombrowski, the general manager, saw that he knew that the team was starting to go downhill. He did not do enough at the trade deadline to bring in reinforcements to help this team. He just did. He was fooled and thought that, oh, well, these guys will catch fire. Look, they didn't. They didn't. And we're going to go down each player in the division in a second. But a couple more notes. So we mentioned Benson Scott. He had a bad end. He needs to get the analytics out of his mind and get back to where he was before. But we were talking about game 1. Game 1 in the Mets series, that killed. That was it. You get a great performance from Zach Wheeler. And by the way, 4 games, how does Zach Wheeler really pitch one game? Why wasn't he in yesterday when he needed it? Maybe after Ranger Suarez, who gave him a great effort yesterday. What a gritty effort. Extinction 6 down. It's to the guilt. Did move up a little. Jeff Hoffman was the guy who came in. That's the walk and keep it. But if you hadn't used that Wheeler, you can just save him from game 5 and Friday. Well, we're looking forward to seeing Zach Wheeler from yeah. I am. Well, that's when the fans lost their son's game 1. When the critics spoil the match for Zach Wheeler, we've got to win the game. We lose that game at home, it changes the conversations. I don't care if he wants 7 or not, and not being in the series. But for them to go to New York we split 17, whatever game 5 on Friday is a disgrace. A team has nobody. And Reese Hoskins, well, what did Reese Hoskins look good? So that was a bad decision to let him go. Reese Hoskins was not a big batting. I don't care. I don't care. People say about defense. Reese Hoskins could have played designated hitter. He could have played first base. Who is running the show? Bryce Harper. You're going to let Bryce Harper tell you, well, I'd rather play first base. Well, guess what, Bryce Harper? We're paying you, what, maybe $300 million. We're going to tell you what to do. You're going to play right field. Your arm is better. You're going to be able to play right field and throw it for the ball because it improves our outfield too. And then we could keep Reese Hoskins. He could play first base. And he is that big power bat hitting behind you. These teams do not respect the Phillies in the playoffs. Last year, Arizona did the same thing. They pitched around Bryce Harper. They only gave him like 1 straight point down. And he gets frustrated and starts chasing balls in the dark and gets something. Why? Because teams don't respect the hitters behind him. Al Bowman couldn't cover him. The Castellanos couldn't cover him. JT Winter couldn't cover him. Nobody. Phillies until Reese Hoskins got hooked at the beginning of 2023. It's spring. They were going to ride at Reese Hoskins. They were going to go with him. He was going to be their fixed base. They want to go after the other. And the thing is that Bryce Harper was telling me what he wants to do with his team. Is Bryce, you might as well, Bryce Harper was your general manager. What is Dave Dombrowski doing? I know these recent Huskies a big bat for my, what did he have, 27 wins, 85 wins. He's an emotional leader. The guy that found him and the devastating leaders. And then you just not communicating. People are really deep. That was the reality. They have an option. They can pick a team. So he's going to be Haskins will be the hero of the and I just think we would mistake the money. But we saw the effects of that up with money. They're inconsistent as hell. The daycare sucked. It plumped. We always talking to the person start out, but what the hell happened there? Did he all of a sudden go great? What happened to him? What happened to him? You could see he lost his confidence. He lost his confidence at bat. What happened to the guy who won 19 RBIs this year? What happened? He just looked scared. The daycare looked scared of the players. They look scared. If the building is too big for these guys, what are they doing here? Alec Bogue, I'm ready to move on from Alec. Alec Bogue will get you something back in the training because he's still young enough. He still has enough potential as a hitter that he can help the team. Alec Bogue was being pushed by Adrian Miller, who the Phillies drafted at the first round draft pick. They're going to give him a chance. He's apparently got more power than Alec. He plays shortstop at third base. Whether or not the league turned turn, unfortunately, Alec Bogue may be the one who goes. He just went out in the playoffs. He couldn't take it. He just couldn't take the pressure of the play. Even defensively, he wasn't sure of himself. He wasn't sure tagging guys, throwing to first base. It wasn't the same Alec Bogue that we saw on there. And why? And I don't think it did him any good. The manager sitting him down one game and putting the Nuno Sosa. And then Brandon Marsh. What the hell is Brandon Marsh? He's an average player. That's what he was in California, and that's what he is here. And all the girls go wild over his hair and everything. That's bullshit. Brandon Marsh is an average player. He hits 250, and maybe will get you 10, 14 runs. He can run, but he never uses speed. And everybody says, oh, what a great outfielder. Really? We tried him in center field, and he sucked because he would have miscommunications with the other fielders. Brandon Marsh is just an average player, okay? We traded a future catcher, Logan O'Hoppe, away and get Brandon freaking Marsh, who is just, you could get a Brandon Marsh off of a trade. Logan O'Hoppe, down in JT Realtors get lower, and you could see he sucked in the playoffs. He's not going to be able to catch every day. He's getting old. So you get Garrett Stubbs. What does Garrett Stubbs even do with this team? The only thing he can do is bunt. That's about it. That he can party and act like a fool and run his mouth from the last year's playoffs, pissed off the Diamondbacks. What is Garrett Stubbs even doing with this team? My point is, Real Boto is a free agent after next season. Will the Phillies even re-sign him? If not, who's going to catch Rafael Marchand, who couldn't even stay on the team because Garrett friggin' Stubbs had to stay on the team? My point is, Dombrowski did nothing actually. He traded Logan O'Hoppe, our top prospect at the time, and he should have gotten more than Brandon freaking Marsh. That's what we got. couple 100%. What else? The bullpen sucks. The bullpen has all these journeyman, Hoffman, Strong. These are all guys. Alvarado was on Tampa Bay. All guys can afford come and go. Phillies get some studs out there. Get a closer that you have faith in that is going to shut the game down in the ninth inning. So the starters don't matter. Every time the starters go out, you're on pins and needles with these bullpen guys. They're going to be good this game or bad this game. Talbert got to the point where he mix and match bullpen by committee. Nobody had a set role. Who had a set role on this team? You know, you got to fix the bullpen again. This is like an annual problem with the Phillies, the bullpen. I mean, it's ridiculous. This is a type of baseball. You need a strong bullpen. San Diego has a strong bullpen. Granted, they're 2-2 with the Dodgers. Cleveland has the best bullpen in baseball. My point is that this time of baseball, starters are already going to go 5-6 innings. When do you see starters going 8 or 9 innings anymore? Very rarely. So you need a strong bullpen nowadays. I don't care if Phillies are saying, oh, bullpen is so great. I don't care what the analytics and the numbers said. When push came to shove and the season was on, the bullpen sucked. That's what you got from these games. The moment is too big for these games. It needs to be rebuilt. Trey Turner is a head case. The people who gave him a standing ovation should be ashamed of themselves. Jack Fritz and those weirdos, the WIP, who cooked up this radio gag to stunt, yo, let's give Trey Turner a standing ovation. Trey Turner is mentally weak. He's the supposed superstar. He's making all this money, and yet he needs a standing ovation so his feelings are better. You see what you got at Trey Turner. He's a bum. He's a bum. I don't care if he's a nice guy. I don't care. He is not worth the money they pay him. He's shaky in the field. At bat, he swings at bad pitches. When the Phillies had a decent inning, the only decent inning the room had was what, the 5th inning when they scored the run? Because they stopped chasing balls in the dirt. When has this team been over? Trey Turner, chasing. Teams notice. Why should they throw Trey Turner a strike when they know he's going to chase them in the dirt? If there's any possible way you could trade Trey Turner, do it. He's got a lot of offensive skills, but do we see those offensive skills? And we trade Turner, you get something done. You got other guys here playing shortstop, better defensively. But Trey Turner's a disappointment. I was one of the people who was asking for the Phillies to stop Trey Turner because he was supposedly the best shortstop in baseball. And he's been disappointing. And all this other stuff on the side, the standing ovation, stop it. Save your standing ovation for players who deserve it. Or back in the old days, you give somebody a standing ovation when they play good, not when they sucked. The GM, well, we know the GM has made a lot of mistakes. Dave Dombrowski has been a big disappointment. There was a list on Twitter of all the people he has voted as far as trades and free agents. The list is very underwhelming. I mean, what has happened to Dave Dombrowski? He has lost his touch. He is no longer aggressive. He's no longer a good general manager. I would say that he's average. David Vasquez is much to blame for this mess that anyone he built the team. Now, granted, from the ashes of Matt Clinton, who sucked, Dave Dombrowski has done a good job. He's done this good job to get this team into 95 wins this year. Won the analytics, that's good. But these current players that he's brought in, they're just not good enough. And they've shown you 2 years in a row that they can't win in the playoffs among kids. The moment was too big for character. The team has no heart. I mean, come on. Thompson talked about all this team was so much character was doing after the game. Really? But the team had character. They would have won this Thompson. They would have won the game and brought the series back before we took off. And it didn't happen. They laid over and they rolled over like dogs. And that's what happened. They let the rival Mets and those goofy fields up there walk over. They have no heart. They have no pride. The team is gutless. And as I said, teams are often a reflection of the manager or coach. And this manager has zero passion. So this is what you're getting from this team. As I said, they can party, but when it comes to putting the work in to do the fundamentals, to do what it takes to win in baseball, they don't do it. They don't want to do it or they can't do it. They don't have the ability to do it. A couple of final things. Well, Ranger Suarez, kudos to him. He's not the same Ranger as he was earlier this season. You can see it's his hand, it's his arm, it's his back, and it looks bothered me. But he gutted it out yesterday, and he showed me more heart than any of these guys on the team. Ranger and Wheeler were the two guys who really stepped up in the playoffs. I can't really name anyone else. Castellanos, maybe, got some big hits. That's about it. That's about it. The team was poorly constructed. What kind of bench did they have? Weston Wilson? Really? Window Sosa? He went to him early in the year. There's nobody you could bring off the bench that can hit a good run for you. You know, the outfield sucks. There are certain parts of this team that just suck. The outfield, center field is wasted. Johan Rojas should be in minor leagues. He should be in minor leagues, learning how to hit. Not on the job training in the major leagues. He's a great defensive center fielder. Think of our great defensive center fielders in the past, which we asked for. Gary Maddox, Lenny Dykstra, Shane Victorino. What did they also do? They can also hit. Well, Johan Rhodes doesn't give you anything. And we saw that statistic in the playoffs. The 6 through 9 batters gave you nothing to series. If Justin Crawford is ready to play center field, he should play. Great defense, great speed, probably going to be your future leader for him. Kyle Schwarber needs to hit. If he stays on the team, he needs to hit in the middle of the game to give you a pattern. Stop with this Kyle Schwarber in the stuff. Okay, so what if he hits 14 leadoff innings? So what? You need some speed at the top of the lineup. The gentleman blitz. You need to get on base, either by walk or hit. Steal bases. That's how you manufacture wins. Kyle Schwarber, when he gets on base, is like a roadblock in front of Philly Turner. It doesn't work. Brandon Marsh, he's not really dead. He's a platoon. He's another true. Castellanos is okay. He was actually their best position player from June on. We talked about Bode. We talked about Turner. What could be Turner is so shaky defensively. Why not move Trey Turner to second base next year? I know, and we can even in a position. Bryson Stone is so strong. We're going to keep Bryson Stone. We're going to go back to shortstop, which is his natural position. You get stronger in the infield. Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper, it would be nice if you turn right field and Castellanos could shift to left field and you get another first baseman. Maybe Pete Alonso. You take a year of Paul Goldschmidt. Do you bring Reese back? If he doesn't stay at Milwaukee. And Phillies can do so much better at first base. Big catcher, as we said, Ray Motel, he's not at the end of the line, but he's getting there. And obviously, the hitting coach has to have. Kevin Long stinks. But, as I said, Kevin Long may just be doing what the organization is telling him to do, right? Which is teach these guys the analytics, the launch angle bullshit, teach them all and that. And that's what we want our hitters to do. So maybe that's what Kevin Long is doing, or maybe these guys just are listening to him, or maybe he's incompetent. I don't know. But what I'm saying is that something has to change. That is the bottom line. Something has to change. The front office cannot bring this team back again. The same team. There's got to be major changes. Kyle Schwarber, JT Realmuto are free agents after next year. Do you re-sign them? Do you wait till at the end of next year to sign them? Or do you let them walk? Or do you trade them during the offseason to get something for them? Especially Kyle Schwarber. I told you this the other day. What would Baltimore give for Kyle Schwarber? They need somebody like him who is a winner, who's going to push them and get them over the hump. If Baltimore would offer 2 or 3 of the really good prospects for Kyle Schwarber, I would make that in a second. Because Kyle Schwarber's not getting any either. Yes, he's a nice guy. Yes, he may be a heart and soul and leader of his team, but you got to move on. You got to turn the page. You got to do something to shake this team up. Alec Bowe, if he can't do it, how he goes. Phillies do have something to build. Wheeler, Nola, Sanchez, Ranger. They were very interested in Crochet, the lefty from the White Sox. They were interested at the trade deadline, but they didn't pull the trigger. Maybe they'll trade for a Crochet during the offseason. It would give them some solid depth. I mean, look at what happened this year. You're going to have injuries, and they ended up with Taiwan freaking Walker, which was another interesting Devilski. Can never have enough pitching, especially in players. Go out, get a Crochet, and he solidifies your rotation. But, so they do have some building blocks. Turner is going to stand. Parker is going to stand. You can't really get rid of those guys with their contracts. Starting pitchers are sold. You have to blend in some younger guys, a new version of the big kid. Crawford, Pater, Miller. And you've got to blend some young guys and with some veterans. You just have to turn the page because these guys have proven they can't do it in the postseason. And the fans, no matter how much they love these guys, they are rock stars. to these fans. The fans are going to sell them. How many times can you get food? How many times can these fans, like myself, go out there 10, 13 games a year, spend your money, art to come, buy souvenirs, concessions, be out there all summer, and pack it for the play. We've seen some other stadiums that have open seats for the fans. Not Citizens Bank Park. The fans are very loyal. How much are they going to take this team? I mean, they're going to get tired too and say, look, we got to turn the page. We got to, we've got to get some better players in here, especially players who aren't going to be afraid of the big moments. And the Phillies, as an organization, they need to change their philosophy. If they are the ones who are so stuck in the analytics that they can't change, they better think twice, because this is what you're going to get every single year. This is what you're going to get in Eastern. All right, that's all I have for today. The season is done. Let's see what happens. The players should be cleaning out their lockers in the next day or two. We should have press conferences from Dabrowski, maybe Middleton. Let's see what they say. What is the game plan going into the winter meetings? Will there be any trades? Will they sign any free agents? There's a lot of work to do with this team before spring training. A lot of work. And don't tell me, well, we'll change things at the trade deadline. Well, let's see how the spring goes. Don't tell me that, because the Phillies did absolutely zero in July at the trade deadline. They did not help this team at all. If you're going to do something damn domestic, you do it during the off season, and you get the team going, and you get the spring training, whether it's with Rob Thompson or not, and you stress fundamentals with this team. So it should be an interesting season. And before you know it, February will be here. We'll be talking about spring training event and the game starting. And then, in 2025, I'm thinking in the final year, the window is closing very rapidly if it hasn't closed already. I think it's open a smidgen because Bryce Harper should be even better next year. He had a decent year. It wasn't a mammoth MVP Bryce Harper year. But, this team has a little bit of open window. They need to take advantage of next season. Because after this, Harper gets older, Turner, the pitchers. We got some up and coming teams, even in the division. Atlanta's always going to be good. The Mets are showing they Washington, look out for them. Miami, not there yet. The Phillies, the window is closing to get a championship in this era. It's been a fun era, and it's been exciting baseball. I'm embarrassed with where we're at. The ultimate prize has escaped this team. And is Bryce Harper a winner or a loser? We're going to find out in the next couple of years. Because so far, with all the jerseys sold and all the tickets sold and all the excitement about Bryce Harper coming here, finally having a superstar, getting all these home runs, these milestone home runs, the bottom line is Bryce Harper has not brought a world championship before. Isn't that the bottom line? Isn't that why they play in baseball? Okay, everybody, see you tomorrow. We'll get into this. Eagles on Sunday, go Birds. And the Sixers and Flyers are starting to see. So there's always everybody have a good day. Take care. See you next time. Bye.